a fire devours before them, and behind them a flame burns. The land is like the Garden of Eden before them. This is very interesting. This part of the verse, well, this verse, it says the land is like the Garden of Eden before them. So when they come to this world, because as scripture shows, they are not of this world, yet, like I said, either they will possess people or they will, well, there are many ways in which this could happen. The one in which the world wouldn't notice it would be through these demons possessing armies, possessing the soldiers in an army. The other one will be if they appear as extraterrestrials. They will be fallen angels. As I have explained, those are the ones who appear as aliens. And the world government is preparing to tell people that they exist. So at certain point, they will use that as an excuse to further their agenda for a new world order. And that could be during the sixth trumpet. It could be, I repeat, the first could be people being possessed. So could be the other one, the other army. But because of other parts that we see in scriptures, they could appear as aliens. Or there are many other things said regarding what the armies of the world, mainly the main countries with the most power, what they have been doing, testing in laboratories with DNA, well, with clones, and making humans who have no pain, who do not feel pain, or do not need to sleep that much, or do not need time to recover from being so tired from running or whatever, all the things that they do in the army. They are trying to create people for it, for war. So they could also make a body which an entity could enter and use it. So just with those three things that I have said, there are three ways in which an army like this could come to the earth or appear in the earth, and people wouldn't realize that this would be fulfilling. I repeat, if they say they are extraterrestrials, everybody will freak out, that's for sure. But they won't connect it to scriptures. They will say it's obvious. There are other planets. There's evolution. Have you seen the movies? This and that. And if they are bodies, clones, or bodies that have been changed genetically, people wouldn't realize that they are actually entities from another reality that enter those bodies. They would see them as regular humans, not knowing what is really going on. So it says, a fire devours before them. And I said all of that because of this that says here, the land is like the Garden of Eden before them. So the earth will be like a paradise to them, which is funny because that would mean that they are not from this world, since this world would be like a paradise to them. That would mean that they come from a different reality in which is like a hell. In Sheol, there are two parts. Sheol is the place where the souls go. When people die, their soul goes to Sheol. There are two parts, hell and paradise. Those who are in hell can see those who are in paradise. So those who are in hell know what paradise looks like, at least. And in the worst part of hell, there is the Abaddon, the destroyer, who will come out in the fifth trumpet and be the ruler of that first army that I was mentioning of the fifth trumpet. He will be the ruler, and he will come out with an army that is like locusts, like we read the other day. And that would be the reason why when they come to earth, earth will be like paradise to them, like the Garden of Eden, because they come from a place that is the worst, hell, the Abaddon, the bottomless pit. The land is like the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. So when this army goes through whatever place they go, they will see it like a paradise. But because of what they are doing and because of their nature and everything else, right after they go by, behind them, everything will be desolate. They will be, like I said, following Apollyon, Abaddon, who is the entity that will enter the body made for it, known as the Antichrist, also known as the abomination of desolation. That's why we'll leave everything behind them, a desolate wilderness. Just like locusts, when they have, um, well, like the plagues that happened last year and the ones that are said to happen this year, when they are hungry, they go through a field and leave nothing. So everything that looked green after they pass looks desolate. So it says, and behind them a desolate wilderness, surely nothing shall escape them. Nothing shall escape them.